What is up, everybody out there in HeroClix land? This once again is Scott Porter back for day 2 of our new HeroClix unboxing series for Marvel's X-Men Rise and Fall, the amazing new set brought to us by WizKids. Yeah, we've done 2 videos, all happened yesterday on Tuesday. If you didn't see them, pause this one, go back, watch those 2, catch up with us, and we'll be right here waiting for you. Right here waiting for you. Yeah, thank you, Richard Marx. Anyway, I am stoked with everything we've seen in this set so far. We've seen a couple of boosters, as well as the Fast Forces set. I call them the X-Men away team. They have taken off to chase Vulcan, otherwise known as Gabriel Summers, through the stars. You had Professor X, Polaris, Alex Summers, Havoc, of course, Warpath, Darwin, Nightcrawler, who's not in the Fast Forces, but I'm still hoping might be in the set. He might not be because he was very prevalent in House of X. You have Marvel Girl as well as a part of that team, and a depowered Professor X as they chase Vulcan through the stars, hoping to stop him from annihilating the Shi'ar Empire. We have not seen any of the Imperial Guard. They're on the outside of the box, though, so we've got Gladiator floating, just such a cocky pose with his arms crossed over everyone. And we see some more of the Imperial Guard behind me. I would love to see Smasher and the rest of them. I would love it if everybody pictured behind me is actually in. We need Benny and Cecil. We need the 2 of them. They need to be in the set. So I'm hoping they're in it, and I'm hoping I get to pull them. That would be such a fun character because they're 2 separate entities that work together, and I know this game can handle that in such a cool way. We've gotten a lot of villains: Mr. Sinister, Shadow King, Eric the Red, Mystique, Sebastian Shaw, members of the Quiet Council. Been filling out some of the past sets. Eric the Red could drop right into the X-Men the Animated Series set that we had a little while ago, you know, with Mr. Sinister and Sebastian Shaw being members of the Quiet Council. They could drop right into House of X. So a lot of synergy with past sets. And remember, House of X has all of those team-up cards. So when you get Havoc, or a number of Havocs like we have here in this set so far, you can play nice with those with your team-up cards. So still try and find those from House of X. I know they're out there floating around. Get a collection of them because this set is improving the flexibility of those team-up cards as well. Haven't seen any of the Exiles, so I really, really want to see those guys start popping up. I want Blink. I want Mimic. I want a Thunderbird so bad. We got Warpath. I want his older brother, but the Exiles version, who was a Horseman of Apocalypse and was just incredible. It'd be cool to see some of those figures. Nocturne we haven't seen in a long time. And it would be a nice little sub-theme to get a bunch of those Exiles in this set as well. And I would be super, super excited. That being said, this set has touched on every corner of the Mutantverse so far. All the way out in space, all the way down to Krakoa, back in time to some of the greatest stories that we've seen before. And I'm hoping we get more and more of that. So at the beginning of this unboxing series, I said, you know, go back, read House of M, read the 198 on the other side of that, read the Decimation stuff, definitely read Deadly Genesis into Rise and Fall. But now I'm very quickly realizing, read the first couple of arcs of Exiles. That would be really great. And then, you know, I can't even tell you what books to read to cover just the amount of ground that this set is covering. So it's really cool. I love when we get sets like this that fill in the holes and the gaps in some of the older sets, as well as give us new, fresh stuff like the Rally trait, which again, if you haven't seen days 1 and 2, you know, the Rally trait is very prevalent in this set. It's a new game mechanic, and it's really, really cool. Creates a lot of synergy within your team build, and I'm very excited about it. Okay, that being said, I guess we should just jump right into our next booster and get this thing going. Video number 3, day number 2, because Monday was a holiday, so here we go. Let's see. What do we have? Open up box, come on. All right. Oh, you know what we haven't pulled yet? We haven't pulled a super rare. Have not.
Someone's at the front door.
Oh, someone's at the front door. We have not pulled a super rare yet, and I think that we just got our first one. Very excited. And on cue, we did get a member of the Imperial Guard. We got Smasher here. Boom, Smasher. We've got Colossus. We've got a Hellfire Guard. Okay, we got Sebastian Shaw. Now we got a Hellfire Guard. That's really exciting. We got Cyclops, who we haven't seen yet either. So we got the we got the second of the Summers Brothers in our set today. Hopefully we pull Vulcan. I don't know how many Vulcans are going to be in this set. Vulcan's really interesting right now because he came back from the dead after War of Kings, which add that to your reading list if you really want to know where Vulcan was and where he came back. But Vulcan, at the end of War of Kings, was floating out in space with Black Bolt near the Cancerverse. Black Bolt wakes up, he comes back. Vulcan was still floating out there. And then he shows up in House of X and Powers of 10, and he's like a good guy. Like smiling, laughing. He's at a barbecue on the blue side of the moon with the Summers family and their little family group bubble thing, and no explanation. And then we start to figure out what has happened to Vulcan in the past. And so the missing pieces are starting to fall into place. It's very cool. But I digress. Our super rare for today, I asked for Exiles, and I got one. We got Mimic. So very excited. Look, glorious wings. You see, of course, he's got some energy projection of different kinds in each of his hands. He's not called Mimic for nothing. So there we go. That is our first super rare of the set. Couldn't be more excited. I want all of the Exiles. It was one of my favorite book series for a long time. It still is very, very high up there. You know, Peter David's X Factor, the Exiles, like the first 5-6 arcs of that book were just so much fun. And it's because you can cut the ties to the rest of the X universe continuity stuff. You came out of Grant Morrison's run. Chuck Austin's run was just kind of all over the place. Seemed like they were brushing a lot of the things away that you had invested yourself in for a while. And then Exiles came up and I said, you know what? I can just escape all of that and I can just read this really cool self-contained book. You deal with these guys named the Time Brokers. They steal mutants from different timelines and basically tell them, your world's people are responsible for breaking the timeline. Unless we fix all of these strings of these timelines, and it's like Quantum Leap meets X-Men, if you've ever seen Quantum Leap. You go into a timeline, you fix what's wrong with it. When you're done, you get teleported to the next place. When you've paid your penance, basically, or when you've successfully fixed whatever timeline you're a part of or that fixed your timeline, you get to go home. And you're retired out of the Exiles. And so it's these people who are there against their will, doing good for a group called the Time Brokers, and they're not really sure who these people are, but they have no choice but to right the wrongs in all of these different timelines. And then when they're successful, they get to go home, or they die in the field of duty. And you get invested in these characters very quickly. Really cool, like self-contained, history, so you don't have to know too much about the X universe. Of course, Easter eggs for people who do, but you can read that fresh and still have a great time. So I highly recommend Exiles. Before we get to our lone Exile, though, today, let's go with the Hellfire Club Guard. Hellfire Club Guard. Hellfire Club Soldier. Set number 6 comes in at 25 points. We have names, you know, as a trait. Adjacent friendly characters with the Hellfire Club keyword can use Mastermind, but only to choose Hellfire Club Guard. Great, they can Mastermind to each other. That's awesome. Demonic Transformation. Whoa. Gain Flight, Charge, and Flurry. Okay, doesn't tell us how they gain that stuff, but it's there. We'll look at the back here. Oh yeah. Running Shot, Psychic Blast at the top dial for a generic is not too shabby. Has some Energy Explosion, gain some Incapacitate. And then that other click, that click number 9 is nasty. Let's see, 9, 11, 18, and 3. So that's a separate space. How do they get to click number 9? Don't know. Doesn't say on the card. Demonic Transformation. Okay, we'll have to see. I'm a little bit at a loss, but we will see how they get there. But that is a nasty click. How they get on that click is going to be key. Still, that's a pretty darn good generic, the Hellfire Club Guard. And I think, if correct me if I'm wrong in chat, but I think that figure was like announced a long time ago, never actually ended up making it into a set, I think is what happened. I don't know. So if there's any other figures floating around out there, maybe they get shoved into this one too. That's really cool. Picking up the pieces. That's what I said this set has been doing. That's really neat. Okay, let's go with Colossus next. Colossus, Excalibur, Utopia, X-Force, X-Men, and Armor. There we go. Awesome. Rally. When Colossus uses Impervious, before rolling the d6, you may instead remove his rally die to use it as the result. You know, so special defense power, your best was not enough. Impervious, protected outwit. So you cannot outwit his Impervious, and if he's got a rally token, he can go ahead and use that token as a, get out of jail free card, basically, get out of damage free card. That could be a little bit annoying, I suppose. He's got Charge, he's got Quake, Precision Strike, 75 or 50 points, and he is set number 13. That's awesome on his rally card. The other thing that I said, there we go for, is because the Utopia keyword. So that OP event that was Wolverine versus Cyclops is coming into play. Those keywords, Utopia and the Jean Grey School for Higher Learning, those keywords are coming to play in this set now. That's awesome. Some backwards compatibility, and you can make some really cool themes that way. So they play nice with that organized play event that we had back in the day. Okay, let's go with Cyclops next. I'm guessing this is right after he's kicked Professor X out of school. Said you're no longer a mutant, so you shouldn't even be here. Utopia and X-Men. He has a trait with a rally. When a friendly character uses the X-Men team ability before rolling the d6, you may instead remove Cyclops' rally die to use it as the result. Okay, so free healing, making sure you avoid taking the damage when you use the X-Men team ability. Also, a special damage power, like we practice X-Men, enhancement and leadership. Look at the back of the card here. And I realized that I didn't go through what the rally traits actually are or how they work. So I'll read this once for today. Once per roll for each die in a finalized attack roll, and for all characters with a matching rally die and trait color printed under their trait star, which Cyclops has red. After resolutions, you may choose a friendly character to gain a matching rally die. Rally trait colors specify which attack type they gain rally dies from. Blue, friendly attacks. Red, opposing. Green, all attacks. When a character gains a rally die, place a die with the matching result on their card. So if a 5 is rolled by an opponent in a finalized attack roll, you can take that 5, put it onto the card. You see the little 5 there underneath the trait star on his card. So that 5. So in the future, we'll probably see 3s or 1s or 4s or whatever, and we'll start to see more colors. We've only seen red in this set, so I wonder if we're only going to be getting opposing. We haven't seen any friendly rolls yet, but I can think of some characters that would deserve to have that. All right, let's go with Smasher, our first member of the Imperial Guard here. Some people may know there's a female Smasher as well. I think she's married to Cannonball now, after Cannonball spent some time in Hickman's Avengers and then ended up in space. We visited with Cannonball in the New Mutants recently. But this is Vril Rock Smasher, Imperial Guard, Shi'ar, and Soldier. Set number 12 comes in at 100 or 30 points. Exospecs Technology, free. Choose a listed power to use this turn, then roll a d6. On a 5 or a 6, you may choose an additional listed power to use this turn. Charge, Flurry, Quake, Poison, Exploit Weakness, and Empower. So kind of like a pick-all on that. Pretty great. Ooh, the Starjammer is back there. Spotlight on the Starjammers. We haven't seen any Starjammers in this set. I wonder if they're in this set. Look at that dial. 9 clicks long, high damage potential, plus the Exospecs capability. Smasher's pretty great. I like Smasher a lot. And the 100 to 30 point situation, 30, 30, and 30, if you played 3 of them at 30 points, it's still only 90. Costs less by 10 than the 100-point version of it, but you'd have to play 3 of them. And their stats just aren't as great. I think I would play it at 100 points. But if you want to play multiples of them, not out of the question, because they can all be rolling to utilize different powers. So it might be cool to use maybe 3 of them at 90 points instead of using a full dial smasher at 100 points. Just something to consider. Okay, moving on. Mimic. Yes, our first super rare. He looks great too. The wings are awesome. The sculpt is fantastic. The paint's wonderful. Has that kind of black wash a little bit to it, so it enriches that yellow, that deep yellow. Brotherhood of Mutants, Defenders, Exiles, and X-Men. Calvin Rankin. Set number 61A. Oh, okay. Set number 61A, which means, is Mimic going to have a super rare prime? We've seen a lot of Dark X-Men already, actually. I think we've seen 2 members of Dark X-Men. It would be cool if we get a bunch of Dark X-Men in this set as well. Dark Beast could be in here somewhere. Yeah, that would be cool. Mimic. Okay, all right, maybe that could be the prime. I'm not sure. Okay, let's go back to the card here. We've got Rally, opposing attack rolls. Free, remove Mimic's Rally die to choose a displayed standard power a character within range and line of fire can use. Mimic can use the chosen power until your next turn. Okay. Also has a trait called Power Mimicry. At the beginning of the game, give a Mimicry token to a character on your sideline with a point cost less than or equal to Mimic and with the X-Men or Brotherhood of Mutants keyword. Mimic can use the displayed standard powers on the starting click of the character with his Mimicry token. Ooh, okay. A special damage, defense power, desperately picking up powers. Stop. Ooh, we got our first stop click. Toughness. When this click is first revealed, you may move the Mimicry token to another character with the X-Men or Brotherhood of Mutants keyword on your sideline if able. Flip it over. Take a look. Got Brotherhood and X-Men team abilities. Pretty solid stats. 100 points or 45 points. And you can place characters onto your sideline with the X-Men or Brotherhood keywords, and he can use all their standard powers that are listed, as well as using his Rally die to pick a character's power that's within range and line of fire on the board, and he's got 6 range. That's pretty high-level mimicry, if I do say so myself. Excited to try him out. At 100 points, pretty costly, but if you pick the right characters... Oh, and where did the stop clicks lie? Oh, he's got 2 of them. Okay. If at 100 points, you've got a chance to pick 3 different characters throughout the course of the game to mimic their standard powers. So, you know, you could go heavy early on. You know, a lot of damage dealers. Mid-dial, you can try and figure out a way to get some clicks back. Maybe switch to somebody who's got Steel Energy or a regeneration or something along those lines. And then end of dial, you could always pick a character that's kind of on the run. You know, pick some phasing, pick some hypersonic, get out of there, you know. So deal some big damage early, close combat extra, maybe stuff like that, and then get out of dodge mid or late dial and be able to get some clicks back by mimicking some regeneration and stuff. That is a very, very cool piece. Takes a little bit of thinking to play, but I like him a lot. Okay, next booster, forging right ahead. Let us see what we have. Ooh. Oh, okay. We hadn't pulled a super rare until today, and now we have pulled 2 of them. Very good. Our super rare in this box is a character I wasn't expecting this one in here. Blackfire. Heck yeah. Oh, I bet, you know what? Hellfire Club, Blackfire, I bet you it has something to do with the Hellfire Guard. And we actually pulled a Hellfire Club Guard in the pack with him. That would be awesome for sealed. And I want as many of those as I can get because that demon click is nasty. We also pulled another Brood generic, which I don't hate. because I just like to have a good, strong selection of generics. I do wish I was pulling more Jamie Madroxes, but then we also get Wolverine in here. All right, that is our, what is that? Our sixth booster? Our sixth booster of the set, and now we've gotten our 2 super rares, and we've gotten a chase. So I don't know what's happening the rest of the week, but I'm pretty happy with the last 3 boosters. A chase, a couple of super rares. We saw the Hellfire Club Guard, but I do want to take just a peek at the back of the card one more time to see what that click is. You've got that 9 with a special power, 11 with blades, 18 with toughness, exploit weakness working with those blades, and that special power on the front of the card gives you flight and charge and flurry. Flurry, blades, exploit. Yuck, yuck, yuck. So, how does he get there? I don't know. Well, I just wanted to get that in our head because I bet it has something to do with Blackheart, actually. We saw the Brood already on one of the prior videos. Go back and watch if you didn't see it. And I want to go with Wolverine next. He's in every set. He's very popular, so of course makes sense. This Wolverine has Avengers, Jean Grey School for higher learning, very cool. Weapon X and X-Men set number 1 comes in at 45 points. Rally trait, opposing attack rolls, regeneration. When Wolverine uses it, before rolling the d6, you may instead remove his rally die to use it as a result, and that gives you 3 clicks back. Boom. No roll necessary. That is a very strong rally trait, if I do say so myself. Take a look at the back of the card here. Charge, blades, exploit. Man, there's a lot of blades and exploit in this set. There is a lot of high damage output going on in this set. And a lot of low-pointed figures. Again, I think I said something on the first video. I feel like when you play an X-Men team, you want to play a lot of team members. You know, when you look at X-Men Gold or X-Men Blue, when you look at X-Men Red, you look at any of these field teams, you know, you've usually got like 6 team members plus I call like a support member, you know, whether it was like Forge back in the day or Professor X back with Cerebro or, you know, any of the Beast, you know, maybe he's not out in the field, maybe he's doing some stuff and taking like tactical lead. So there's like usually like 7 members of a team. And to fit 7 members into a 300-point force sometimes can be tricky, but these lower point values mean that I can run teams that I like to run. I like to run swarms. I like to run a lot of figures and fit as many of them in, get a lot of synergy going on. And it seems like you can do that in this set. So pretty excited about that. Okay, we'll go with Longshot next. And when I think about Longshot, I think about Inferno, actually. I'll tell you why in just a minute. Let's see. He's got Excalibur, Exiles, Mojoverse, X-Factor, X-Men, and Celebrity Keywords. 50 points. Set number 23. Rally. When Longshot makes an attack, you may replace a die in the attack roll with this rally die. Longshot's rolls of 5 and 5 are critical hits. So on a roll of 10, 2 5s, that's a critical hit for Longshot, as well as rolling boxcars. Born Lucky, I guess. Special damage power, probability control. When Longshot is the target of an attack, he may use it regardless of range and line of fire. Protected, outwit, pulse wave. So no matter where you are swinging at Longshot from, he can use PC to try and make you re-roll it and get himself out of there. Oh, I love that cover from his own little mini-series. He wasn't great, but around that time, Nightcrawler also got like his pirate mini-series and stuff. They're worth tracking down if you can find them, I suppose. He's got running shot, in cap. You know, he's got his little razors that he throws. And there you go, Longshot. Now, the reason I think of Longshot in Inferno is because the very last issue of Inferno, when the X-Mansion has been destroyed, everybody in X-Factor and X-Men are laid out completely, Longshot is the very last one standing. Mr. Sinister is holding Jean Grey. Polaris/Malice is ordered to go kill Cyclops, and she starts heading that direction. And Longshot takes his little pouch off, which is at this point empty, and he just throws it. And luckily, it wraps around Malice's legs. It trips her. It just gives the X-Men enough time to start coming to and start attacking in waves and trying to take them out. And then towards the very end of that battle, he's got one last razor. And Mr. Sinister is completely and totally protected from all of these mutants' attacks. You know, he's prepared for all of them. He's been studying their DNA, all this stuff for a long time. But the only person he's scared of is Cyclops. And, you know, Longshot's like, this is my one chance. He throws a razor blade at Mr. Sinister. Mr. Sinister blocks it. It flies up into the air. And it actually hits his own teammate, who drops Jean Grey into Mr. Sinister's arms. But what happens is when Jean Grey falls, he wants Jean Grey so bad because that's the key to being able to shut down Madeline Pryor. He goes to grab her, and it gives Cyclops an opportunity where Mr. Sinister's guard is down, and Cyclops obliterates him. And it was Longshot's thought to be miss that caused that sequence of events, and it just shows his luck comes through at the end of the day. I know a lot of people are, you know, hit or miss on the mullet and his whole outfit and everything, but I like Longshot a lot. And he shows up in Peter David's X Factor run, the X Factor Investigations kind of run that's led by Jamie Madrox. I like Longshot whenever he shows up. His power's kind of silly, but that's what I remember most. So we have some pieces of Inferno in this set, and that's pretty cool. Okay, Blackheart, our last piece for today. Okay, Blackheart has Hellfire Club, Deity, Monster, Mystical, Ruler. Real name, Blackheart. Set number 55 comes in at 150 or 75 points, has the Mystics team ability. It has a trait putting the Hell in Hellfire Club, Leadership. When Blackheart uses it and succeeds, you may instead generate, here we go, a Hellfire Club guard on click number 1. Power action, turn all friendly Hellfire Club guards to click number 9. Okay, so you roll Leadership, you get it, you can pop out a Hellfire Club guard on click number 1. Say you hit Leadership like 3-4 times in the beginning of the game, you pop all these Hellfire Club guards out, right? They're moving around the board, you've got some running shot, you get in position, and then all of a sudden, boom, you use a power action a couple of turns in, and you turn them all into those charging, bladesing, exploit weaknessing, flurrying, demon Hellfire Club guards. That's awesome. I've already pulled 2 of them, so that's pretty cool. Heart of Darkness is another trait. If a character has been KO'd since your last turn, Blackheart deals penetrating damage. Free, once per turn for all characters with this trait, KO a friendly Hellfire Club guard. If you did, remove all action tokens from Blackheart, heal him 1 click, and after resolutions, he can use either Charge or Running Shot as free. Also has a special defense power, the Prince of Hell, Stop. Mastermind. Blackheart has Cosmic Energy. When this click is first revealed, generate a Hellfire Club guard. So getting Hellfire Club guards onto the map a lot, being able to change them a lot. You can suck the life force from one to heal him and remove tokens off of him. Very, very cool figure. 150 points or 75 points. Take a look at the dial there on the back. And Mystics team ability. Wow. We've got Outwit, we've got probability control, high damage output, high attack value, 7 range, 1 target. That is a heck of a super rare. Well done. That's awesome. So we've got Blackheart, we've got Mr. Sinister, we've got Shadow King, Sabretooth, Sebastian Shaw, a Sentinel, Mystique. We've got big-time, heavy-hitting villains in this set. Blackheart, if you're not familiar, became a part of the Hellfire Club actually when Selene, the Black Queen, took over. She's kind of a monster in her own right. Like, she's lived forever, sucks the life force out of people. She's a succubus, right, at the end of the day. And her and Blackheart actually made a perfect match. So he was Black King to her Black Queen when she was running Hellfire Club, I believe, if I am correct. Now, that is both of our boosters for the day, but we have a bonus today as well, and that bonus is going to be opening our Dice and Tokens pack, which is my son's favorite part of me doing these unboxing series, because that means I come home, he gets to steal my tokens, he gets to take my dice, and I'll never see them again. Now I'm taking a look at these figures here, and yeah, we got Cyclops, or images, I should say, Colossus, Storm, Wolverine, Jean Grey. You see the dice there, blue and purple. Interesting symbol. That's the set symbol, but I want to turn it over, and I want to take a peek at this. Is really cool. You know, I said that this set is kind of going back, picking up the pieces from past sets, and has a lot of synergy with some of the old mutant-based sets. We're filling in some holes. We're picking up some pieces, and this is really cool what WizKids did here. So let's take a look. You've got Eenie and Meanie for Maggot, who came out in past set. And you have physical tokens for them now. You've got Sikorsky, and you've got Lockheed, which is really, really cool. And I was starting to get a little bit worried that we weren't going to get Warstar or Manta. We got Smasher. I don't know how many Imperial Guard would be in this. I mean, we've opened 6 boosters so far and only seen 1, really. Maybe I'm just having that kind of luck. I'm not seeing a bunch of them. But, you know, there are a lot of those characters that played a big part in this whole Rise and Fall thing and the battle against Vulcan. But we are for sure getting Warstar. Very cool. I got Benny here. I call him Cecil and Benny. They're 2 different kinds of aliens or 2 different beings. And Cecil and Benny are so cool on the front line. They're Warstar. And I don't think they're the only one, if I remember correctly in the history. They're not the only Warstar. They have like a Warstar like factory. It's like these 2 like mind melds. It's like kind of like a Pacific Rim kind of thing, right? You're controlling this giant robot thing, but that robot is sentient as well. And then we got a clue here for another character that we're going to get in this set. We are going to get Omega Red, because that is Kotick. That is his little tiger, Kotick. It looks like this little baby kitten here. So that's awesome. We'll be getting an Omega Red. So like I said, that's the mid-90s X-Men run, right? When they introduce him, and yeah, that's pretty cool. You know, Omega Red was everything that the 90s was about. And it kind of stunk because he's a really great character. He kind of came out at the wrong time, though, because he got like a 2-episode little arc and then was like pushed to the back because, you know, Marvel was just trying to do anything they could, right, to sell books. You know, they sold all of those books at X-Men #1, but then all the speculators started to come in. Marvel had some issues on the backside of that. It was a very interesting time in books. And Omega Red's history has been way more fleshed out. He's a very interesting character. So I hope we pull him so we can talk a little bit more about him. But that is your Dice and Tokens pack. That is your 2 boosters for today. And that's the end of video number 3. I am super excited about this set so far. I want to see Warstar for sure. And I want to see a lot more of the Imperial Guard. I want to feel more of that galactic kind of imprint of the Marvel Universe. That being said, I cannot scoff at the level of the villains we are getting. These are tried and true, strong history behind them, villains that have wreaked havoc amongst the X-Men for a long, long time. And to get all of those in one place has been very cool. There's a lot of sideline active stuff that is really neat. The new rally token situation is awesome. Tell me in the comments below, how do you think this rally trait is going to affect the game? Do you think it's going to be something that pops into some meta play, that pops into synergy, either for you or for high-level play? How do you feel about this rally token trait? Because I am loving it. And tell me which one is your favorite so far. Which one you think is going to have the most use so far out of what we've looked at today or over these 3 videos. It's really cool. So let me know in the comments below how you're feeling about the rally token trait situation, the game mechanic itself, because I think it's really awesome. I want to say thank you to Hyper RPG Studios for hosting us today. Make sure to find them on Twitch and on YouTube. All of their content is geared towards things you love, I guarantee it. People love to eat, they got new cooking shows. People love to play games, they got video games, tabletop games, role-playing games, they cover pop culture, and they had a HeroClix show once upon a time that is all archived on YouTube called Indomitable, and yours truly was a part of that. This set is set to come out on June the 9th for the pre-release and June 23rd for the main release. That being said, dates could be in flux as they have been over the past year and a half. It's still a very challenging world out there logistically to get things shipped, to get things to the right place, and to make sure that all of their HeroClix suppliers are running on the same path and timeline right now. So keep those dates loosely in your head and call your local brick and mortar shops and support them. They have kept us in contact with each other and built communities through their existence for a long time, and we need to support them right now because they need our help. Thank you to WizKids for sharing this incredible set with me and allowing me to share it with you. I want to see more Exiles. I want to see more Imperial Guard. I want to see, there's just, I'm a Mutant fan over and over. I mean, I didn't expect to get Iceman. I had to wear the shirt today to honor the fact that I pulled Iceman. That's awesome. But there's so many surprises, I think, left in this set. I can't wait to see more. We've got another super rare, hopefully, to pull. I'm not sure. We pulled a Chase and 2 super rares. That might be it. Don't think we're going to get a Prime. The Ultra Chase, I think, is way out of the question. But there are a lot of things that are going to have me sitting on the edge of my seat as I pull the next 4 boosters over the next couple of days. So I will see you tomorrow for day 4 of our unboxing series. And until I do, may all your rolls be critical hits. Peace.